OceanGate's Titan submarine began its journey from St. John Port, Canada. The location where it was to dive into the ocean is located 700 kilometers away from St. John in the North Atlantic Ocean. And at this point, Titanic's shipwreck is also present in the depths of the ocean below the cold water. The journey began on Saturday, June 17, 2023, and according to the plan, the next day, Sunday, at 8 a.m., the Titan was to be launched into the water. Let me tell you here that a problem was noticed in the Titan before the dive, but despite that, it was put at risk and launched into the ocean. What was the problem and why was this danger taken even though it was known? Welcome back. A total of 5 people present on this trip, including Action Aviation's founder, Hanish Harding. He had also traveled in space with Jeff Bezos. At number 2 is Stockton Rush, who was also the CEO of OceanGate. This American company provides submersibles for ocean tourism. At number 3 is 77-year-old Paul Henry, who had previously visited the Titanic. He was an expert on shipwrecks and was well aware of the scattered parts of the Titanic. And finally, the Pakistani business tycoon Prince Daud was part of this submarine with his son Suleiman. Before diving on June 17, Hanish Harding posted his last post on the internet. He said that his dive was delayed due to the severe cold weather. Tomorrow morning, when the weather will be better for a while, we will dive. These 5 people were going to see the Titanic wreck to fulfill their desire. After diving in 1912, efforts to find it continued for the next few years. But due to the harsh conditions of the Atlantic Ocean, this work was not so easy. Then in 1985, finally on the ocean floor, the wreck of the RMS Titanic was found. The Titanic had left so many questions behind that it was time to find answers to them. Dozens of expeditions were arranged, in which experts and researchers from different countries turned to the Titanic shipwreck. Canadian filmmaker James Cameron toured the Titanic wreck dozens of times in 1995. And then in 1997, the Titanic movie was released. As far as the success of the Titanic movie is concerned, it made so much noise that it became a dream of millions of people to see the wreck of the Titanic. This work is now not only limited to the purpose of research, but tourists have also started going to the shipwreck site. It is said that going to the depth of the ocean is more difficult than going into space. And the biggest reason for this is the pressure of water. The Titanic shipwreck is 4,000 meters below sea level, i.e. 4 kilometers below. If you want to imagine this depth, then look at Burj Khalifa and understand that the Titanic shipwreck is about 5 times the height of Burj Khalifa in the sea. The pressure of water in this depth is 5,800 psi. This will be the same pressure that a whole elephant is placed not on the entire human body, but only on the part of 1 square inch. So now you can guess how many square inches will be in a submarine and how much pressure will be applied to it. Anyway, the submarine journey started on Sunday, June 18, 2023 at 12 noon. Normally, it takes 2 hours to reach the Titanic. But after 1 hour and 45 minutes, the mothership Polar Prince, which was waiting above, lost contact with the submarine. If 2 hours were to take to reach the Titanic, then just 15 minutes before the contact breaks, it means that the submarine must have reached very close to the Titanic. It is impossible to reach the sunlight in this depth of the sea, and there is extreme darkness here at all times. It is normal for a wireless signal to break at this depth, so this was not taken too seriously at first. This entire trip was a total of 7 hours. They had to return at 7 p.m. from 12 p.m. But when there was no contact with the Titanic even by 7 p.m. and nor did it return, the sweat of the crew on the mothership above began to fall. The Canadian research vessel Polar Prince began searching for the Titanic. At 9:40 p.m., they contacted the U.S. Coast Guard for help. The next day, on Monday, the U.S. and Canadian ships and planes began a proper search operation in the entire area. Not only on the surface of the sea, but also with the help of sonar scanning, they continued their search in the water. The commercial vessels in this area were also ordered to keep their eyes open. This search continued for the next 2 days, but no trace of the Titanic could be found. But then a ray of hope was seen. On Wednesday, June 21, at 6 a.m., the search team heard some sounds from the depths of the water. These sounds were heard with the help of underwater radars. Immediately, the ROVs were sent in the direction of the sound, but this time too, no news of the Titanic was found. Now the fear of losing the Titanic forever was increasing. Because the oxygen in the submarine was only 96 hours or 4 days. And by this time, 3 out of 4 days had passed. But the search teams of the US, Canada, and France did not lose hope. On Thursday, June 22, at 12 noon, the ROVs were sent to the Titanic. What was seen there was really heartbreaking. At 3:48 p.m., the ROV, which had reached the Titanic, saw a part of the Titanic's stern, only 1,600 feet away from the Titanic. What had gone to see the Titanic's wreck, now its wreck became headlines all over the world. This only means that the submarine could not bear the pressure of the water and burst into the depths of the sea. This news caused a stir all over the world. Many questions were raised on the safety of the Ocean Gate. The CEO of Ocean Gate, Stockton Rush, who himself has lost his life in this incident, said in 2021 that he knows that he has broken some rules while making the Titanic. Because he has made the Titanic not with steel, but with aviation-grade carbon fiber. But he wanted to make some new innovations in this industry. That's when carbon fiber was replaced with steel. For the first time before the launch, the Titanic was tested at a pressure of 5,000 to 10,000 psi, in which it passed. But experts believe that thousands of types of forces fall on the submarine in the ocean, in which there is not only pressure, but also the flow of water, which is caused by the waves. In addition, due to the darkness, it is also possible that a heavy stone or a sea creature collides with the submarine. Whatever it is, one of the reasons for the destruction of the Titanic was the solution of its carbon fiber. But the second reason was the cracks already present in it. Yes, in the Titanic submarine 2019, a businessman named Carl Stanley was also taken. And even at that time, he was being operated by the CEO of Ocean Gate. Carl said that during that journey, when he was going down, he heard the sound of cracking from the Titanic's body. I'll see you next time. Bye. Love. At one point, I was actually even able to drive the submarine towards deeper water by the sound of the cracking getting louder. At that time, he didn't pay much attention to this voice because he had complete faith in Ocean Gate CEO, who had designed this submarine himself. But after this incident, he told CNN that perhaps that voice was a warning that the Titan's body was not able to bear the pressure of water. If this is true, then there is no doubt that cracks had already begun in the Titan's body. In 2018, an executive of Ocean Gate raised his voice against the Titan's carbon fiber body. He said that this problem would be found out only a few milliseconds before the submarine exploded. And this is exactly what happened in reality. The depth in which the Titan has exploded, experts say that it will take only 0.3 seconds for it to explode. I hope you will like and share this video of ZemTV. Thank you very much for your lovely comments. See you in the next great video. You.